So my name is Felix Wong. I am the Associate Executive Director at James Madison University's Center for Global Engagement. I identify myself racially as Asian. My parents are originally from Taiwan, but I grew up in the Dominican Republic in the Caribbean, so ethnically, often I identify as Latinx. In my case, I came into the US as an international student. I had to really learn about my racial identification in the society was being Asian, and also all the sort of expectations, but also stereotypes that come with it. In my profession, I think my identity often comes in try to remember those experiences that I had as a BIPOC, member of the Global Education and Communist International student, and how this awareness of my identification, my identity in a different environment helped me to navigate through those experiences. What I learned about is have a good mentor. I was very blessed that I started off my first job related to international education was a student assistant job in international office. I had a very good mentor, and in this case, he had really allowed me to really think international education as a career. So most of us didn't think he could do that as a career, but I think for me, having a good mentor and especially those who already, of us who's already in the field, I think to serve as a mentor to our future colleagues will be very important. How our BIPOC population are treated, not only in the US, is also have the same type of stereotype, discrimination, and prejudice around the world, right? So this is not just a US issue, this is a global issue. I think the best way to really combat some of this is really bring that conversation, bring that experience to our students and our faculty and staff. We can bring that to the students in the classroom and really have this deep conversation of how can we advance DEI work and DEI initiatives that is so important in our society, but also in our world. Be more aware of where the field is going and how we should restructure how international offices and expectations and not only inside of higher ed, but also as a field as a whole will be really important for anybody coming into this, because I don't think the current model is sustainable in the long term. I think we should be very critical as international education professional about issues of equity and access in international education. And often we are at the table negotiating those relationships, but it's really self-serving and using a framework that it's very US-based approach to international education. Be bold and speak up. When an underrepresented population speak up, I'm portraying my agenda. But one of my Caucasian colleagues speak up, they celebrated for the allyship. Well, I really appreciate all the allyship that we can get, but it doesn't mean we shouldn't continue and be voice about how to advance an important DEI work, especially in the field of international education. And be bold about it. And be bold means, make your statement, making that commitment that you are establishing activities or programming, and you focus on underrepresented communities. You focus on that access to really make yourself the commitment to not only say, let's support that, but let's actually create programs that has that DEI component. Let's redirect some of the resources and commitment to create that.